just going out for my morning little ride, and right here behind my house, brand new fresh scrape. Just in the edge of my woods here. I'll show you a few more fresh rubs. Two of them showed up last week, but one of them's new, so there's definitely a buck that just hanging right around here. I got a little forkhorn on my Ring cameras around the house, but I also got a pretty good size 6-point on video that's right in this area. You see, that's the road that leads up to my house. Right here we got a pretty nice rub on this tree. Here's another one a little bit older. Another one a little bit older here. And I've got a few in the pines, about 25 yards, 30 yards from here. Show you my other little rub line here and some thick cover. Out here in the backside of my property, there's a river crossing. This is a rub line right off it. And I've shot a few deer back here already this year, but there's still quite a few moving in the area. This is the first rub I found this year. I'm seeing another one right now on this rub line. This is a newer one. And I can see another one from here. You can see how easy it is to kind of pattern where they generally move through. Let's see, here's another good rub here. Can I get here and look? Can I see another one from here? Not right offhand, I'm not. But that doesn't mean anything. We're out on the furthest point of my property now, and I've got a couple fairly new scrapes over here. This one's got kicked up in the last week, I would say, but this one could have been from last night, right before, right here. Wouldn't be surprised if I found a rub line up in here if I wanted to look around. Here's another stomp, a little bit. This is an older one. Definitely some fresh prints in this mud. Old rub right there. A good trail that runs right up through here. This is kind of on my property line here. We're at back at the trail where earlier this year I found a scrape and I freshened it up, made a mock scrape. I got a rub right here. I'll show you both of them. I made a mock scrape and now it's getting used. It was used last week. Definitely freshened it up since the rain last week, but not in the last few days. Here's this is an old scrape. This rub is from a little bit earlier this year, but it looks like he's hit it lately. Right over here where I made a mock scrape. And maybe I'll freshen this up again right now. You can see. Broken limbs. He's been rattling his antlers on it. A lot of great activity here. I was driving up around the backside of my property last week when I was driving through here, there was a scrape, a new scrape. I'm gonna see if it's still active. First time I saw a scrape over here, and it looks like they've been nailing it. Let me show you what we got here. They've been nailing this scrape right here. I threw down some scent and definitely active. You can see some of the scent that I left there. Trail coming right up through there. So we're gonna take a ride up around the mountain now. I really haven't hunted this side of the property that much. One time I think I sat up here, up on the high hill, bow hunting, and I didn't have any luck, but there was plenty of sign up there. Just it's the only places to be, and I'm only one man, so the rest of this year is probably going to be devoted to just learning this property more, continuing to improve it, improve the trails, improve the habitat where I can, and hopefully let a few of my buddies get something in their freezer, because that's really what it's all about, getting meat in the freezer. I got my mother-in-law filled up, I got mine filled up, and I still have plenty of tags left. Private land's coming up, so I'll have another buck tag then, but I do have doe tags. I got a couple archery doe tags still. I got a landowner doe tag. I'll have a private land doe tag. I'll have private land buck and doe muzzleloader. So I have an opportunity to get a lot more deer, but right at this point, I'm not sure that I really need that. So we're going to manage it properly. But I would like to take a few does out of here, just to keep things in balance. But let's go explore the top of the mountain. So I'm just up at the top of the mountain, and look at what's looking up over the hill at me there. She's just standing there. Checking me out. She's just standing up there on top of the ridge. Keep moving on. see any others. Now we're coming down the backside of my property behind a bunch of neighbors' houses. And there's a big rub and a scrape that really hasn't been hit lately, but it's a good sized tree. But now as I'm driving down the trail, I can see two more, and I'll flip you around and show you. You can see right there, there's one. Right there's another one. And these are part of the rub line. These are part of the rub line where we first started this morning, right behind my house, where I was in the pines and right near the little brook. They come right by that old oak tree, the old stand, cut through those pines, cut through the back over here. They walk up this trail. So this is a pretty heavily traveled area too.